I was done with that relationship. But that's not the point. So
you trying to save yourself.
Save myself from what?
You was cheating on that man.
Beautiful girl, I'm in love with you. I'm in love with you. And you in love with me. You in love with me. Ups and the downs, but we here now. What's it gonna be? Oh, what's it gonna be? I'm the one for you. I'm the one for you. And you the one for me. You the one I love to see. I don't wanna hide this love, paint a picture for the world to see. Yeah, we both bought paint to each other's hearts, but it's a new day. It's time for a new start. It's time for a new love. Let's do it how it's supposed to be.
What's up, y'all? It's Miranda.
This your boy Jay with the juice, you know what I'm saying?
From Watkins.
2 times.
So we finally are going to finish telling y'all about how we met / ended up married.
Alright, where we left off at?
You hated me because every time you tried to get over me, you were unable to.
Don't be full of yourself. So I ain't want to kiss Jit because I was fucking with this girl tough, you know what I'm saying? And then we end up getting together, you know what I'm saying? So then I called her and I let her know I had an old lady, and then she was like, oh, that's cool because I got a nigga. And I was like, what? She had me fucked up. That's when you, because you had blocked me and shit after that. But that nigga had blocked me.
No, I blocked you.
You did?
Mm-hmm. He didn't care.
Yes, he did.
He did not care. He didn't even know. He didn't know anything to care.
So, how he...
That wasn't until boot camp.
Oh, okay. Don't be trying to defend that nigga.
Oh my God.
Fucked up.
Okay, baby. I'm sorry.
That nigga cared. Say he cared.
He cared. A lot. Real bad. The next time we talked, I believe, was Justin's birthday. And we talked about his graduation. And at first he told me to come. Then he changed his mind and told me not to come. Because all his hoes was going to be there.
That's not what I said.
His exact words. Every other time we've talked about it was all my hoes was there. Literally every single one of them was there. So
that's not what happened.
He told me, you know, like he was going to be going to boot camp. And he asked me if I would write him. And I talked to my boyfriend about it. He said it was fine. So then
September 7th.
The day he left.
That date. No, it was the day before. I was in the hotel and I had text you. I text you in the hotel. I was in the hotel at Mills. And she sent me some fuck shit. Or no, you ain't even. No, you said you was gonna write me. And
September 7th. I remember this day. And then what?
That bitch ain't hit.
You so annoying. And then what?
Hey, leave that in there.
I'm gonna leave it in there.
I want y'all to tell her, like, just don't worry about the rest of the video. Just comment that bitch ain't hit underneath the. Boy, that shit did not hit at all. Okay, so then she telling me all this time, I'm gonna write you, da da da.
All this time.
Yeah. This day before I leave.
It was one conversation that we had.
This day before
also,
I leave.
in that conversation, no, it wasn't that conversation. We had a second conversation. It couldn't have been the day before you leave. The day before you leave, I was on a trip with one of the clubs that I was in. And we talked on the phone, and you told me that you were telling people that you were still gonna marry me.
Who I told that to?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Oh, I must have been lying.
Okay. Well, I later talked to my boyfriend and told him what you said to me, and that's why he said. Why
would you tell him that?
Because he was my boyfriend. Why wouldn't I tell him that?
Cause you weren't being faithful to that nigga.
How I wasn't?
You was talking to me. What you mean?
Justin, we had not. No, I was not talking to you. We literally had a conversation. I'm going to boot camp. Will you write me? Let me talk to my boyfriend about it.
You did not say that. You was like, yes, I'm gonna write you. The day before I left for boot camp. You told me yes.
Because that's when I got back to you and said yes, I'm going to write you. And then that is when you told me all that stuff.
Long story short, you weren't faithful to that nigga. So don't try to act like you was. Cause when I got out of boot camp, what happened?
You called me.
And then what?
And well, actually, can we tell the story in order?
All right, so now I'm in boot camp, and you write everybody and send them your address or whatever. And I wrote this girl, and she did not write me back. Everybody else wrote me back. Everybody else wrote me back, but she did not write me back. So sad.
So what had happened was my boyfriend told me he didn't want me to write him, and I was like, okay, well, he just left, so I'm at least gonna write him one letter. And I was waiting, and his letter never came. One day my sister comes downstairs and she's like, your other boyfriend sent you a letter. And I said, what? Like, what you talking about?
Another letter.
Oh, another letter.
Cause I had wrote her ass twice, and she still ain't write me back.
So what you talking about? And she told me, like, you know, your boyfriend in the military, he sent you another letter. I said, what do you mean another letter? She said, well, grandma has them. So I went to my grandma, and she had confiscated my letters because she knew that I was in a relationship. So she gave me the letter. I wrote Justin back. They were like short ass letters.
Cause I was in trouble. I stayed in trouble.
Anyway, I wrote him back, and I told him, like,
She sent me a letter all about her boyfriend and all how wonderful and this and that. This nigga do this, he do that. All of this cute shit about this nigga. Like, why would you send me that in boot camp? Why would you send me that?
That's not all the letter was saying.
What else did it say?
That
I'm not
finna leave my boyfriend just because you want to be with me. That was the point of the letter.
That was the last sentence of the letter.
Well, that was the point.
Rest of
the closing sentence summarizes the paper.
The whole rest of the letter was about all of this nigga.
I lied a lot in that letter. I lied and made it seem like things were way sweeter than they were, because I was done with that relationship. But that's not the point. So
you trying to save yourself?
Save myself from what?
You was cheating on that man.
Okay, save myself from what?
You trying to make it sound like you wasn't cheating on that man. You was cheating on that man.
So this video just turned into a mukbang. We and Fat Boys.
A what?
A mukbang. Ain't that what it's called?
What the fuck is that?
I don't know if it's focused on there.
So I get out of boot camp, and since she ain't write me back, I just started talking to this girl that I was in boot camp with. And I was fucking with Jit tough, you know what I'm saying? And it was the girl's birthday. I made double plans. So I told Miranda to come to Chicago, and at the same time, I was supposed to be taking the girl out to eat and stuff for her birthday. So I had to choose, you know what I'm saying, who I'm finna pick.
Again.
So I was like, you know what I'm saying, she didn't write me back. Like, she wasn't there in the clutch when I needed her ass. She wasn't there. So I'm about to just take Shawty out for her birthday. And then she was done with my ass after that. Like, done. She was big done. And sent me this message talking about, what you say, I finally realized
that this is not gonna ever happen. Like, it's done. We done. Justin would like call me blocked once he figured out that he could just call me private, because at first he was calling me from other people's numbers. Then he started calling me block. And then I called him and I told him to give me till September. And I hung up.
I remember that shit like it was yesterday. So it was either March or April, all the way to September, we ain't had no communication. Like, not a text, not a call, nothing. She ain't even subtweet me. I think you had me blocked on Twitter too.
Yeah, I did block your ass on Twitter because you had subtweeted me. The damn Chris Brown lyrics.
I used to subtweet her. Yeah. So every time I met somebody or whatever, like, I tell them, like, if this girl call me, then it's a wrap.
And what were you doing when I called?
What you mean? What do you mean?
You don't want to tell them?
I was in them guts. So what you mean?
So my boyfriend and I, after we parted our ways, I didn't want to just jump into a relationship with Justin. So I was dating a little bit, and he was still, being a hoe. But we were talking. And then one night at 3 a.m., it was 3 a.m. for me, so it was 12 for him, midnight. I called him and I was like, I'm in my feelings. And he said, why? I said, because I got to sleep by myself. And he was just like, oh, well, come sleep with me. And, excuse me, I was joking with him and I was like, well, I'm off Thursday and Friday. I could probably get my shift covered on Saturday. So he was like, all right, do that. And I'll buy you a ticket. And I didn't believe him. I was like, you ain't going to buy me no ticket. And he was like, send me all your information. So I did. And then he sent me a ticket. And I was like, oh, okay, he was not playing. So that was Thursday morning.
Shout out to the homies. They helped me out with that ticket, boy. I needed that.
That was Thursday morning. And my flight left Friday morning. So I had one day to prepare. So I went shopping and, got ready to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
So before I had left, my grandma and I had a conversation and she was like, this is it. Like, either it's going to be everything you've always wanted it to be, or y'all just going to be done. So then I get there and he picks me up from the airport. He was sweating so bad, y'all. His deodorant was running down my arm when he gave me a hug. And he was all nervous when I got in the car.
I was not nervous. I was sweating because it was hot in California. And I had the windows down and I was bobbing to my music.
He said to me he was nervous until I touched his arm. You see how he just lying so hard. So, yeah, we had spent the weekend together and...
Best weekend ever.
Yeah, I was ready to get married that weekend.
That was a good weekend, boy, when I tell you. Man, that was a good weekend.
So, I told him, like, well, with my job, I can come out here and stay out here for like a month. So, that's what I did. I talked to my boss and they transferred me over, whatever, so I could be out there for a month.
Only for a month, nah. That was the plan. 1 month. Because I was living, never mind.
Then he proposed, and obviously I said yes. And then we ended up getting married in December. We eloped, and we were not going to tell anybody.
We did what?
Eloped.
I ain't do none of that. What is that?
That's when you run off and get married without telling anybody.
I ain't run nowhere.
So yeah, here we are. Almost 3 years later.
We been a long 3 years.
A long
3 years.
A stressful 3 years.
A stressful 3 years. Bye, y'all.